Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders, let's talk Penguins and Rangers, but let's not talk about Flyers, cause they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny,
Hey, it's Tuesday. We're here.
Yo,
This guy.
Tuesday.
So, nobody's excited tonight.
I mean,
Listen,
There was no
I won-
joy in Mudville.
we won
Mikey
trivia
Casey.
tonight. We
That's
won trivia
okay.
tonight. Got $30 in trivia bar points. Bar
What
money.
what were some of the stellar questions that you heard tonight?
There
love
were
that
some
question.
very tough questions. So we actually learned.
Sky
So
is,
there's no,
the sky is blue.
Like
Oh,
where did Tommy used to work?
that was not a
On the
question
docks.
on there.
Yeah.
One of the categories was mononyms. Can anybody tell me what a mononym is?
Billy's your best shot.
You
I'm not-
and you.
It's
I'm too
something
woke.
singular.
I won't talk about that.
So apparently it's the names with one name people, like a single name.
like
Oh, it's
Seal
like
Like
Cher.
Seal or Sting
Madonna.
or Cher, right?
and
That
McLovin.
was the first category.
Tom.
There's 10 questions. They give us a bunch of clues.
That's right. Yeah.
I think all of them are pretty easy for our age group.
Yeah.
There was one that was I think a little tough. That
Do
I
we
did
do
not know.
top 5 best one name people?
No.
No.
Did
let's not.
we do it?
Let's not.
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. I'm thinking, should that be a top 5?
No, it
Go
shouldn't.
ahead. You could rip them out right now, honestly.
No, it shouldn't.
I'm not whipping anything out right now, Nick.
My favorite is Shakira.
She was actually one of the answers tonight.
You bet she was.
As was Beyonce
Mm.
and
Ah.
Sting, Socrates,
Ooh.
Confucius. Confucius was one I didn't get, and I did not get that one right. I was very disappointed in myself.
Is that really how they say Socrates in the South?
No, I say Socrates. It's funny.
I was just hoping.
I was very disappointed. I did not get the one for Confucius, because immediately as soon as they said Confucius, I was like, Confucius say you are a moron, and that's how I felt afterwards, because I wrote Socrates.
you didn't
for
get
that
it.
one. No, I didn't write that right.
What was
Stuff.
the actual question, though?
It wasn't questions. It was like they gave us a bunch of hints, and it was like they were kind of long form. So it was like around like they're very vague about the time period, but they said it was like I was clear. It was obvious. It was like older, ancient times, but like I think the first thinker or the first something. It was like the question or one of the clues. It was not easy, but it was basically like it was afterwards. You're like, oh, Confucius, you dumbass, you should have got that one.
Or
No.
do they go through all the Ninja Turtles?
No, they did not. There was no Ninja Turtle
I
actually.
don't think he was a ninja. Confucius wasn't a Ninja Turtle, right? I
It was
didn't
an
miss
alternate.
that.
Alternate.
No.
It was an alternate.
He was actually playing in Russia. He just happened to come in later on when he got called on his injuries, came back in.
It was an honorable mention.
That's right. He
Ugh.
was in the Shell HL.
Hold on a second. Hold on, everyone. Hold on. Don't say anything. Hold on, everyone. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait a second.
What the fuck are we doing?
Can you say that again, Nick?
The Shell HL.
Sorry, I wasn't close enough to the button at that point.
It's really too bad you can't edit anymore.
Come on, man. It's Tuesday night. You got something.
Ugh. Dude, it's my body clock is all screwed up right now.
Whoa.
Where are you right now?
You're 3 hours.
I am in the beautiful city of Portland, Oregon.
There you go.
It is apparently I am not on the good side of Portland, Oregon, but Oregon's weird. It looks like Charlotte. It's really clean. It's really nice. The buildings are nice, the people are nice, but apparently it's a high crime area. Just I guess with every city. But we are leaving Portland tomorrow, and we are heading up the coast to Seattle, where I will be until Friday, until I get to go home.
You are a 15-minute drive from Beaverton, Oregon. Are you making a pit stop?
Is that north or is that south?
I believe it is west.
It is west. West is the ocean.
Well,
Yeah.
It's towards the ocean. Yes,
It's between Portland and the ocean. That's like a sliver of land this big on a map.
Yeah, like a beaver.
Well, yeah. I mean, depending upon the size of the map, it is a small area.
Get yourself a new map.
It is west. I am certain of that.
I'm now curious as to where the hell it is.
15 minutes away. West, and then just this much south.
7.7. Oh, it's very close. Wow, where is? Huh.
You should drive past.
I mean,
Look at
where
that. It's
is
in
it?
that sliver of land between Portland and
Not
the
that
ocean.
far out of the way, man. Maybe they let you
Yes.
in.
Of Portland.
Billy, I have no idea where I am. I don't know.
I know we're going to be next
It
week.
would say on a map. Oh, I have to go to that god awful place next week. Yes, god awful place called Pittsburgh. Ah!
Woo!
Sucker.
Boo. Billy, Penguins, the Fenway Sports, whatever the hell they are selling a minority share of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Are you interested?
I'm not
We're
a
all going to
minority.
pool our money. We're all going to pool our money from what we made on the show to purchase that minority share of the Penguins.
What happens when you multiply something by 0? You get a bigger number?
Oh, shit. Damn it, we don't have the money to do it. I mean, that's the logical next step for the Friends and Rivals podcast. Is
Billy,
Yeah.
what
have
you
a
need to
minority
do, Billy, what you need to do is start opening hockey cards and see if you get some rare Sidney Crosby card, and then they'll make you an offer like the Pirates made that kid.
Is Livy Dunn going to make me an offer for a Penguins card, though? I don't know.
I don't.
Well,
I want to spend time in
Sydney's-
her box.
Oh no.
Speaking of which, Sidney Smith is still alive. That's correct, right?
What? Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
In the weekly WTF.
Oh.
I wanted to make sure that we didn't cancel.
Well,
I mean,
okay,
I know
good.
she's alive.
What the hell have you heard? Oh,
Did
jeez.
you see your last TikTok? You should. If you
Probably.
didn't, you should. That's all I'm saying. And kudos to you, Bill, for turning me on to that channel. Woo! My word.
Sidney Smith?
She asked Nick.
Gymnast.
In fact, you voted for her. Nick.
She's in today's round two.
I'm terrible with names.
Everything.
Just FYI, I'm terrible with names. Great with faces.
What, they
I'll
have
see the face
names?
like, yeah, I remember that one, but no. Names, forget it. So the gymnast that was in our Tower of Power tournament of faces, right?
Tower Power Tournament of Aces. That's the one. That's the name.
That's it.
Good with names, just like you said.
That's right, Billy. You're lucky I know your name. I've only known you for 20 years.
So Four Nations tournament is creeping up on us really, really quick. One of the names that has backed out is the defenseman from the Vegas Golden Knights. I have lost Alex Pietrangelo. He is out.
Defenseman.
Yeah.
For Italy? He's not playing for Italy?
I'm not sure he's from Italy, Bill. I'm not sure Italy's in this
Sounds
tournament.
pretty Italian.
Sounds-
Pietrangelo.
Pietrangelo.
I saw him flipping pies at the local pizzeria.
Wasn't he an Ninja
So he
Turtle?
should just can his first name and just go by Pietrangelo. That's it.
There you go. And then he could be a clue on one of Nick's trivia nights
Oh man!
and make us do a show at
Yes,
11
get
o'clock
there.
at night.
like our own Brian DeBonis, who, you missed
Hey!
everything. Brian, the show is over. What are you talking
Brian's
about?
here.
Jesus Christ.
It's a show now.
You know the funniest
Brian's
stuff
favorite
happens
show.
within the first 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, but good luck. We haven't gotten there yet. I mean, I gotta imagine there's gonna be more than just Pietrangelo, getting out of the Four Nations. I'm assuming
Markstrom.
they're gonna be a lot.
Markstrom's
more.
not gonna
Markstrom's
play.
now.
Yeah.
Right? How many others are at the last minute going to be like, well, not going to play. I want to use this time to rest and heal injuries and things like that. I think Kreider can probably do that. And
I don't know,
and be
man.
all right.
At this point, it's a little late. I think they're all committed, unless they have an injury.
Yeah, dude. A lot of these guys are nursing a lot. This is middle of the season, man. This is when that All-Star break really does wonders for them and their body. So
I agree.
This two week break will do them wonders. And if you don't get that 2 week break, you're gonna suffer the entire season. But you don't know if you're gonna get the opportunity again. So that's where I can see a player would risk the injury that they are suffering to go through it. And there is reports that Dougie Hamilton's odds on favorite to replace.
He's on the list. I could see it happening. I wouldn't mind it happening, Even though it
Why
would
can't
mean
we see you? What's going on here? You're darker than normal.
Who are you talking to?
You guys see Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a black
This is-
screen for Steve.
This is a terrible
Well, I
idea.
mean that
Terrible
that is funny in a lot of ways.
We need to talk about that.
Oh,
It's
happy
like-
birthday,
it's-
Don!
Hey, Don. There you go.
Happy birthday,
Oh,
Don.
Donnie boy.
If you
The
guys can see
Donnie
Steve, it's
boys
nailed.
are Donnie boys.
So, can you see Bill and I?
Yeah, I see you guys fine.
Can you
for
see me
Steve-
now?
Nope. I see it's super dark. It's like
Keep talking.
nighttime.
Yeah.
Are you looking? Is Steve on the privacy screen?
That is horrific.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Just him. Anyway, you continue.
Really?
I can't see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick. I'm not much to look at. Don't
Wait,
worry.
it's back. All of a sudden, and you switch sides. Why?
But
I
can
know
you
what's
see
going
Is Tom
Tom?
gone now?
Yeah. It just
Yeah,
moved
yeah,
you
yeah.
over. Wait,
Oh,
now
oh.
you're. Wait, why did you change? No. All right, whatever. Steve's
Wait.
back.
What happened?
I'm back for good. Can you see me now?
What is this? What the fuck?
How about
what are we
now?
doing?
I'm
What
the
are we
captain now.
doing?
I'm the
Okay,
captain.
sorry.
Well,
I know. All right, guys.
It
Let's take
fixed
it
it.
serious.
You fixed it.
Let's take
So we're
this
good.
serious.
shut up down there.
Yeah. Shut up, Steven.
That's right. Ah,
Oh.
baby bird, you.
I don't like this side.
Oh boy. Oh
I
boy.
don't like
We're
that side.
supposed.
Why do we ever get video in this? It's so, this is terrible for our fans who
perfect.
are actually just
That's
listening.
exactly the reason why we got videos. We do this exact dumb shit.
Nobody understands anything that's going on right now.
No, of course not. They don't care. They couldn't give a shit.
God in heaven. There was other things I wanted. So all right. So
Four
the
Nations.
trade. Well, fuck it. Who cares about?
Who gives a shit? It's 2 weeks away. Who fucking cares?
Jesus
Why was it on the agenda?
Christ. My
Why- yeah, why
God.
was-
So early.
Yeah, whatever. I was pressed for time.
The Four Nations
I
tournament.
needed
Get that
topics.
shit.
The Four Nations
Right to
tournament's
trades.
2 weeks away. It's too far in the future to talk about, and now he wants to talk about the fucking trade deadline,
This guy-
which isn't until March.
No,
I'm
I
not
want
talking about
trades
trade
that
deadline.
happen.
I want to talk about the
Happen.
trade that happened this past week and how in God's name did the Chicago Blackhawks not get anything for retaining salary on a player not even going to play for him? The $4.8 million that they had to absorb is at least worth what they got for Hall, if not way more than what they got for Hall. I'm still waiting for somebody to explain what the fuck happened and why the Blackhawks didn't do anything getting compensation.
Was
At a
the
loss.
question ever even asked to the general manager? That would be my wonder.
It's a good question. It had to follow like Mark Lazarus. He's on X or the Twix, and he would be definitely the person. He's one of the Blackhawks beat writers for the Athletic, so he would definitely be one person to see if he wrote anything about it for sure. But man, I mean, last year the Rangers got hit from Arizona to absorb 50% of Kane's contract for a second round fucking pick. The Blackhawks are in rebuilding mode. All they want is picks. How they let this slip through their fingers just by retaining salary for a third round pick for 2 players. How's the GM even employed today?
I don't know, man.
I don't think anyone has an answer for you.
No,
Sometimes it becomes a debate, and geez, I think I don't know who's not at a loss for explaining this one.
We were talking over text, and it was just bizarre. It was
I didn't ask to fucking ask him, you dumbass. I'm gonna look back on his posts and see if he posted anything. Jackass.
We were kind of all of us confused by like, why is that all you can get for Taylor Hall? I mean, a third rounder, fine, whatever. Even if it's only a third rounder, but you have to retain money also. Like, how is that possible? And it's so early. We're like, this is so early. Weeks until the trade deadline, when teams all of a sudden forget how to function and they throw picks away for a Taylor Hall for a second or first round pick because they just need to move and they're trying to win everything, right? Third and you take money on? I mean, come on, that doesn't sound very good. And you look at the rest of the trade, and I mean,
and it's a hockey trade. It's a great hockey trade too.
We're talking some serious dudes going around. This is the first time since, oh fuck, sorry, I almost let go up. First time since a recent 100-point player changing teams since I think Huberdeau, right? Was Huberdeau the last guy to move?
Well, Tkachuk was at or around 100 points as well. So you're trading a 100-point guy for each other, and that's fine. And Natchez was well on his way to having some season for Carolina, and he's younger, and he's quicker, and he's cheaper. So for Colorado, all right, they just got a younger Rantanen.
But they might only have him for another year if they don't re-sign him, right? He's only under contract the rest of this year and next year.
Yeah, they were going to. But they were going to lose Rantanen.
They were going to lose Rantanen. Yeah, they were going to lose Rantanen this year.
So really, all you bought, they were going to pay him 14.
All you bought was another year.
Yeah, okay. But do you think Martin Necas is going to cost you $14 million a year? I seriously doubt that. You're going to get probably a solid 30 goal scorer who's going to make nine and a half a year. I think that's pretty decent. That's a fairly decent trade-off.
By the way, Necas, most points he's ever had was 71 in 82 games.
That was probably last year.
2 years ago. Last year, 53. This year he's 57 in 51 games. So he's on pace for best year possible. But when you say that, he hasn't scored 30 goals once. 28 is the best he's had. So
yeah, but he's in the 20s now, so I'm assuming he's going to be a 30 goal scorer this year.
He has 16 goals right now.
What? What kind of shit second half of the first half did he have? Oh my God.
He got a lot of goals called back.
He must have. Holy shit balls. Man.
Yeah, so
all right.
And by the way, he is 26. Mika Rantanen, I believe
it's 28.
It's 28, right? So we're not talking like they're not getting better or different.
No, they just know they're gonna have to pay Cale Makar. They're not gonna be able to afford all three of them. McKinnon and Makar is about what they can afford. But they didn't want. I guess they didn't want to at least get nothing for Rantanen, so they got Drury and Natchez with picks. All right, I'm okay with that. Do you think Colorado is going to win the Stanley Cup this year?
No.
I don't think they did either. Not with the goaltending, and that's nothing against Blackwood. He's been very good since he's been on the Avalanche. But I just don't think they have the horses this year to win the Cup.
I mean, they got Makar, Taves, others.
But they got Makar and McKinnon. That's all they probably need to win the Cup. If they got hot in the playoffs, sure. I don't know. I thought they got value for Rantanen, and I think the Blackhawks didn't make, or the Avalanche didn't make out poorly in that trade, is what I'm trying to say.
One of the interesting things is, I think, two things. One, first off, Colorado's in the first wild card spot right now. They're not they're kind of like a tier above the second spot because they're like 60 points. You know, Calgary's got 3 games. They got 3 games in hand, so it's not that far off. But they're not like in first and second in the West like they've been in previous years. I mean, they're like pretty far back from the top of the chain here. So if you're making this trade, it's because for whatever reason they felt like they couldn't make a deal with Rantanen. In my eyes, at least. I don't know about you guys, but
this was definitely we're not going to sign you, so we might as well get something for you.
Right. And then a couple of days later, it's like Rantanen starts saying that he was going to take a discount. He wants to be there. He wanted to be there. So, that's so strange. It's a little strange to me because it usually you don't want to be on the end of the team that's trading out the best player in the trade. You usually want to be taking it in, especially when you're trying to make the playoffs and do better. But I don't know. Maybe there's something we don't see at Colorado, how they viewed that trade. Either way, they were surprised. Colorado was surprised. I think a couple of other guys came out and said they were like shocked that he left. So big changes there. I don't know how it's going to go going forward, but Natchez is going to have to a lot of eyes on that guy for the next,
maybe they realize you can't win a cup with 2 or 3 players with all the way up here in the cap, and then the rest of the players down here in the cap. You need to be a little bit more to the middle with each. So they need that money.
Possibly.
Like Tom was saying, if it was going from 14 million from a player making 14 to a player making 9, now you got that 5 million or 2.5 more million that you could pay 2 better players.
That's a nice third line.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a whole fourth line if you want, or like a second line winger. That's good. 5 mil. Come on. Good.
Well, that's great.
Second pairing.
Listen, the Blackhawks have set the bar for what the cost is to retain players. Excellent job, Chicago. Well done.
A lot of people aren't happy with that move. That's for sure.
No, fucking jackasses. Unbelievable.
Jackass.
All right. Jackass. Where's the friggin' music thing? All right, let's take a ride in the Metro. I didn't like that. That still sucked.
The same fucking sound.
Yeah, it was. All right, and we are going to start in Pittsburgh. Penguins.
Back where I belong at long last, at the bottom of this shit heap, the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, as I promised last week, we would just do a new segment and for the Penguins, and it's just going to be the Penguins win of the week. And what do you know? They didn't disappoint. They won exactly 1 game this past week. Well, it's a week and a day now because we're a little bit late. We should have done this on Monday, but they did win last Monday, the 20th. They celebrated the inauguration of our great 47th president, Mr. Donald Trump, with a yes. Thank you. For the applause.
No, you did the applause first.
No.
That's what counts. Sorry, you suck.
Apolitical, doing it for both sides.
Oh, he's a twat. But anyway,
wait. It's Steve or okay, never mind.
Okay, so the Penguins played the LA Kings, whose town had just burned down. Just kicked them, when they were down, and Kevin Hayes the gorgeous power play goal really was a highlight reel goal. Just stepping around two guys, sneaking in front of the net and tucking it in. Great way to start the game for Mr. Kevin Hayes, who had been a healthy scratch for on a horrendous team. So kudos to him for stepping in and scoring a goal. And then Crosby kept it going. They took a 2-0 lead in the first period, and then they went up 3-0 in the second period. This is usually when the Penguins fall apart, but I guess the Kings suck so bad that they didn't. Well, they did score the next goal, but the Penguins just kept it going, kept the heat on. Nedeljkovic made 25 saves that night. They won 5-1, dominant win in Los Angeles, and that's the week for the Penguins. They scored a goal in each of the next 3 games, including last night. So five last Monday, and then 3 total in the next 3 games. No wins there. 1 win a week. That's what these guys can handle. So they play Utah and Nashville later this week. So those guys are on notice. Penguins are most likely going to beat one of them. Be aware, you guys. Especially if they lose to Utah. I mean, Nashville's going to feel doom coming if they lose to Utah in the next game. So, Penguins are good for 1 win. I don't know. There's nothing really else going on. They just are pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And I think the Islanders just scored it. Or is it their turn to go next?
Who gives a fuck? I turned off. The Rangers lost. And I'm sitting there watching the Islander game, and the Islanders scored, and everyone's happy. I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this? Just terrible. All right, so Bill, with that trade from the Hurricanes and Avalanche, there are things on the Twix universe that were saying that Colorado's just clearing some cap space for Sid to come over. I mean, don't you think
Twitter will?
Don't you think Dubas has got to do something? Anything?
I hope so. I hope he goes. I've maintained all along. I don't need to see Sid martyr the end of his career in Pittsburgh. If it's up to him what he does. If he's got any interest in going somewhere, then the logical place would be to go play with McKinnon. They're obviously very close. I would love to see it. I would love to see it sooner than later. Yeah, I agree, Nick. I was trying to be subtle with my very close, but yeah, I mean, have they probably seen each other's junk? Have they?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, there's
oh boy.
The strap-ons fit in the carry-on luggage for the
Okay, terrific.
I don't care what they do behind closed doors. I would love to see them play on the ice together.
I think a lot of people would, but I just don't think he has any interest in leaving Pittsburgh.
I really don't think he does. I don't think
like
the players is there really that big of an I don't know how to say this. Just I don't want to say aura, but is there something about playing with one team your entire career, especially when you're on that level?
I mean, I think there is. I think there's a mystique to it.
Yeah.
If you have done that much for an organization, 3 cups, legendary all-time NHL player.
Do more for that franchise then and help them rebuild. Get traded. Get the assets back. If you really love that team that much, help them rebuild after you.
It's kind of like, it's not that he had the choice, but that's Gretzky and the Oilers, right? Them trading him away. That was supposed to rebuild their team after losing him, and I don't think it worked out too well for Edmonton.
They won the Stanley Cup like the next year, yeah.
But not because of not long term.
2 years later, yeah.
No, but that's a different scenario. Gretzky asked to be traded to LA. I don't give a fuck what all the tabloids said.
And you're
But
saying that Sid's
Gretzky
asking to be in trade to
had to go.
then you're saying Sid wants to go to Colorado.
I'm not saying he wants to go to Colorado. It would be a logical place for him to go and play with his friend that he loves to play mouth stuff with.
Got
But-
nothing to do with what the Penguins want. The logical step for them would be trade him to whoever's going to give them the best package.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. Whoever's going to give him the best
I don't
package.
know.
I would
But you
agree.
do want
He has
some
to-
consideration
McKinnon's
when,
got a
you,
good
when you've
package.
been a player of that level.
That's it.
So let me throw this out. So I'm thinking of guys maybe we're mixing sports here, but like you think of a guy like a Derek Jeter, obviously, career Yankee. You think of a guy like a Cal Ripken Jr., a career Oriole, and all that goes with that. And then you go and look at a fatty sister-in-law fucker for the Devils. Like,
Hey.
did that hurt? Did going to the Blues hurt his legacy at all? I mean, to me, it didn't. But
He was
gotta ask the
bad.
Devils.
He
fan, I guess.
he still gets kind of shit for it online. You know, whenever he's mentioned along with the Blues, there's still Blues all-time legend Marty Brodeur. Like that comment is still thrown around.
I thought that's just us joking around.
No,
Oh, that's great.
that comment gets thrown around, and it's not just from Devils fans or just from Blues fans. It gets thrown around from a variety of different teams fans.
Take it back then to Steve Yzerman would probably be the best comparable to Sidney Crosby. I mean,
That's-
but he left when they
they've
were on
gotten,
top. But he left when they were on top. So it's a little different. They never hit that downfall like the Penguins hit.
Yeah, Detroit managed that better, and sort of like it seems like the Capitals are. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how that's done. It's rare. It's more common than not in maybe every sport, but baseball, where like a Yankee team could they're always like above 500 for whatever that's worth. But it's harder in the other sports to come down from like the high of a dynasty, and it's hard to not crash and burn at some point, at the end of that.
I think part of it has to do also with
a player into that category though, where they were good, really good in their younger years, even mid to late years, but then their team fell off, and then what do you do with that player?
Brett Favre.
Oh, thinking about our younger years.
That is not entirely what I was saying, but okay.
Too many times where teams just go all in, trade the futures away for rental players, and that catches up eventually. It's all short term plays, but those teams, they eventually hit walls. I mean, Washington's been really lucky. They've had some good draft picks. They've
Right.
brought people in.
Eli
Going.
Manning. Should Eli Manning have requested a trade? Or should the Giants have traded Eli Manning?
No one is going to take him. I think football is a bad example because
I
it's
do
not like
too.
the same. Like hockey,
Eli
it's
had
team
shit
value.
teams around him though, and shit lines.
Yeah, I don't think he would have
Okay.
gotten much.
That's what Sid has. He's got shit
Yeah.
players around him too.
But he's so good that if they traded him, you would get at least a probably a first plus prospect. I mean, Eli wouldn't have got shit. He would have got like a 5th rounder or something for him.
Well, yeah.
But NFL's different though. It's just different with how they do the draft and how they do, how they value players.
But with that logic though, isn't a 5th rounder better than just losing a player to retirement?
Yeah, you could definitely make that, but it would be better than nothing. But would it have mattered? I don't know. I don't know if that's it's not a Saquon you're getting there. You're getting, some guy who might be a lineman or a good player, or, good receiver.
Oh no, we're gonna debate this probably till the trade deadline anyway. So expect.
Well, if
more
it
of
keeps
this
us from
stuff.
talking about the Penguins on the ice,
Great. Can
I'm
we move
all
on to
for
the
it.
Islanders so we get this shit show on the way?
The hottest team in the NHL,
Hottest.
the fucking New York Islanders. Nick,
What are we talking about, boys? What are we talking about?
You wanted to kill everybody a week or two ago.
I don't understand what's going on with this team. This is the most fucking bizarre team I've ever watched of the Islanders.
You're
version of the Islanders.
healthy. The team is healthy. That's what it is.
They're not healthy. They are not
They
healthy.
are. They got them for the majority. They got the most of those people back.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get to that. So let's start there. So
the name of this
Islanders-
podcast is going to be Tom Talks Out of His Ass podcast.
that's actually
That's
exactly
every
right.
week.
Every week. Yep. Now the one thing you need to get right is they are the hottest team in the NHL. They just won their 5th straight tonight. And of that, they're 8 of the last 10 games they played are been wins. What is this team? I don't even understand. I think 2 weeks ago I was like, hey, we won 3 straight on the road, amazing. And then last week it was Jesus Christ, we lost 2 at home. Have start the win the road, the home front. I think we were 2-1 maybe last week, or 1-2. But then they've won 4 straight again. So it's like 5 straight games they've won. This is the longest streak in the NHL currently, which is, I'm saying that because very rarely can I say that. This might be the only time I get to say that this whole season. So gonna have to milk that one a little bit. And against some quality teams. This streak is at wins against Boston, Vegas, Carolina, and Colorado. I will say those 4 teams because those are 4 solid teams. I think Utah, San Jose, Columbus are not in that same tier, in my opinion. And so those are the other 3 wins, or of the 5 I said. Yeah, something like that. Can't count right now. I am 3 beers in, by the way. I am pretty
And
good
high
right now.
off your trivia win. We get it.
And by the way, to all of the viewers, we kicked ass in trivia tonight, and we had 2 extra children with us tonight. So we had my son who'd been working out. He goes and he had 2 of his friends with him, and they came with us, and they formed their own little table of 4 13-year-olds, and we still beat their ass. So just saying.
They don't know
Nice.
many people with one names.
They did not do well in that round. However, that round is not worth the most points. The most points round is a Family Feud round, which anybody can win. It is
Steve Harvey
legit
come out?
Family Feud. No,
Oh.
we don't have a Steve Harvey at our trivia night. However, there's 15 questions, and you score the amount of points you score is whatever you get on the number of points on that thing. So if you get the first thing answer is like 55 points, you get 55 points. The first round is all like 3-point questions. So the second round is like all the points. So if you get that one, you win. They had a chance. They still got fucked up. Fuck them kids. So anyway, back to the Islanders. So I don't know what's going on. They just have been winning, and it's like finally, great, but of course they choose the worst possible time to go on the streak, which is right before you possibly get to a point where you start trading team players away. Like Billy's team, the Penguins, they're perpetually not going to trade, their major players away. But the difference being that, like, if a Sidney Crosby, a Geno Malkin, Letang, these guys are all future Hall of Famers. No future Hall of Famers on our team. I'm going to be very blunt. None of them are. They're all good players. Maybe Sorokin has a chance one day, but Barzy, Horvat, they're not Hall of Fame players. They're very good players. Either way, the point I'm making here is they're all of a sudden making this we're just above 500 now, all of a sudden. So now we have a chance. We're gonna blow the shot to trade away guys, and we're gonna be like, probably the best case scenario is we sneak into the playoffs. That's the best case scenario, which, as you guys know, yes, you make the playoffs, you get a couple of games in, you might make some noise, but realistically, it's a struggle. It's a real struggle. I mean, you get the playoffs, anything can happen, but my God, I just don't know with this team. Talk about health. So we have Kulak and Hogberg, who has been our all of a sudden out of nowhere great signing, the second goaltender for Varley, who's went down with injury. He's been on IR. Kulak and Hogberg both go down in the win against Carolina. Hogberg went down in like the very end of the third period. It seemed like a hand injury. And Sorokin came in and ended up playing the overtime in that game. Had made one save in overtime. Isles won that game, which is kind of an interesting thing to get a one save victory. But nevertheless, Pulak and Hogberg both go down, which means that Isles had to make some moves. They picked up, they moved Skarkic from Bridgeport goalie, brought him up for tonight. He's backing up Sorokin. They also traded for Scott Paranovich. I don't know. I'm bad crushing that name right now. From St. Louis for I think a 5th rounder. Paranovich. I don't know what his name is. No defenseman to fill in the spot for Pulak, who is out for seemingly a while. He went out in the first fucking shift. He had one shift. I think he tried to come back, but he was out. He was gone. Basically, another, going to be IR kind of situation. On top of that, I think it was the game before, 2 games before, Dobson's knee decided to bend in a way that it should not bend. And it looks like he's going to be out for quite some time. Isles said week to week, but if you see that there's a picture, his knee is he got caught against the boards. It's not good. So hopefully his knee is not, can't hopefully tear anything, but yeah, it didn't look like didn't look great. So Isles made the most Isles move. They panicked and signed Tony DeAngelo out of Russia, out of exile effectively. As we all know, Tony DeAngelo is a piece of shit. But you know what? He is what he is. He's a good hockey player. Offensively, he's exactly what the Isles need, but, he's Tony DeAngelo. It's only a matter of time before he, starts saying dumb shit or doing dumb shit and, whatever. I don't know what to say. Lou is clearly, I don't even give a fuck at this point. Forgot what happened. Just this guy's in Russia. We should get him. He looks pretty good. Brought him out of exile after I just read an article about Tony DeAngelo's teammates in Russia not basically being very unhappy with him because he apparently was just constantly calling for the puck and just always cursing and doing Tony DeAngelo's things. I'm not
kidding. He was probably saying it in English, dumbass.
He's saying what he could say to them to get the puck because he doesn't speak fucking Russian. But whatever, I don't know. All I know is his teammates didn't like him there. What are you going to do? So, but the interesting thing was he played his first game the other night against the Canes. He logged 25 minutes in his first game back in the NHL. He hasn't played in the NHL since last year, I think. So that was a shocker to me that he played so much. But basically, he replaced Dobson on number 1 top power play and, played basically his slot. They just throw him to the fire and played. I don't even check how many minutes he played tonight, but they're just throwing him in. They're like, you're playing the bare minimum. They're paying him like Donald Trump is paying us, the federal workers right now. He's like, we're going to pay you the league minimum, and we'll put you out 60 minutes of the game. Basically what he did the other night.
I have zero doubt in my mind that I could step out on, in a rink right now and play at the level I played at the last time I laced them up. Zero doubt in my mind that I could be just as good as I was. So it makes sense.
Fair enough. Anyway, long story short, Isles have been a little hurt. Billy, you got to perform here for Brian. Isles playing hurt, but making things happen. 8 wins in the last 10 games. I don't even know what the fuck is going on in that time frame. Since I'm not counting I'm going to count the last 9 games because I didn't have the stats from yesterday or tonight. I mean, but in those games, Horvat has 7 goals. Brock Nelson and Andersley have 5 goals each. The interesting things are Anders is plus 10 and Barzy is plus 9 in those last 9 games. Lee has been a monster. He's also
trademark.
Not only is he plus 10 in the last 9 games, so not counting tonight, also had the most hits on the team with 25. Their second most teams in the hits on the team, 25. Casey Zegas at 35 in the last 10. But just kind of like doing a lot of everything. So I know the music's on. Time to start moving it.
This is not the Oscars.
You know what? I don't get that many times to like talk good about my team, so I'm gonna talk I can. I literally don't even have that much to talk about in my notes.
Shit.
I just kept talking.
Yes, you
guys, forgot
Yes,
I
yes,
drank
you
3
did.
beers before this. I am gonna talk all night. You guys gotta start talking. That's Sal's week.
I've been talking. All right. All right, let's go to the defending Metro Division champion and defending President Trophy winning New York Rangers. Listen, your team goes 8-3-3 in the calendar month. That's really good. Except the last 2 games left a kind of a sour taste in your mouth for sure. Losing the last 2, but you lose 3 regulation games in the calendar month. It's a great month for any team, especially this team who's been shit. I just started. Stats that'll make you guys happy. The Rangers have allowed, and this seems odd to me because it seems like a truckload more, but they have allowed 5 opening minute goals. That is worst. Yes. That is worst in the NHL. And they've also allowed 20 goals within the first 5 minutes of a game. That is also worst in the NHL. We suck.
Is it Igor or Quick or both? Does it matter? Like, is there like a trend? Like one of your goaltenders just isn't prepared enough, or what? It doesn't matter who it is.
It's the team's slow start that kind of leaves him hanging out to dry. I didn't necessarily see the goal tonight, so I can't judge it by that. But all of these, the Rangers have not been a very good first period team and coming out prepared to play, and that's a lot to do with coaching. But yeah, there's just some shit that you can't explain. And Artemi Panarin, man, I'm not an Artemi Panarin basher. In fact, I love that guy. Maybe the best free agent signing in the history of sports. He has been just abysmal lately on both sides of the puck. On the offensive side, he can't score, can't assist. And the overtime or the last minute of the third period goal against the Avalanche over the weekend, he was the back checker. And you can say
he was not back checking. He was not back checking.
Right, which is why
that was some of the laziest shit I've ever seen.
Well, listen, he was out for 2:43 prior to that. You can't take a shift in late in the third period for 2 minutes and 43 seconds and then expect to back check. You're going to be gassed. There was no possible way he could move his feet after 2:43 on the ice.
He should not have been up at the point then. He should not have been at the point then.
Well, he was forced in that position because of a real shit pass by Keandre Miller. So, I've been looking at the Rangers' schedule for the past couple of weeks, and this has been the time, depending upon how are they going to do in these last handful of games of January, and they got a little bit of a break until a weekend game against the Boston Bruins on the 1st. So they got a couple of days off between now and then. I would highly expect a move to be made within that period of time. That's all I'm saying. So good luck, bro.
So you think before Saturday?
Oh yeah, yep, 100%.
If
no
not,
doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's tonight or even tomorrow.
And if not,
then I'm wrong. Then this is a show about
then
Tom
you would be
out of his ass.
Okay.
And this is a show of Tom talking out of his ass. So nothing's going to happen. Fuck you, Brian. All right, Steve, Devils.
Real simple. 3 games, 3 injuries, 2 serious, 1 not so serious in terms of the level of player. 5-1 win on Jacques Lemaire. Is he crying there? I don't know. I think I was crying. Okay. Jacques Lemaire inducted into the Ring of Honor. Devils go out and beat the Bruins 5-1. Markstrom did get hurt.
What are you doing?
It's getting light.
Can't see it. Can't see it.
Markstrom did get hurt in this game. Allen came in, got the win in the replacement position there, and Dougie Hamilton, and Mercer played really well. Mixed up lines, made a little bit of a difference there. They followed that up with a 4-3 overtime.
See, now you don't like it, do you? You don't like it, do you?
4-3 win overtime. Jack Hughes with a big goal in overtime, 8th of his career. This game saw Nico get hurt on a cross check to the side. He didn't play in the 4-2 loss at Philadelphia.
Fuck the Flyers.
Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were expecting something different. Sorry.
Which saw Bastian get cheap, late hit, knocked him out of the game. They slept walk for the whole entire first half of this game, and it was remarkable that the score was even that close at 4-2. One of the surprising, not so surprising stats in this game: 19 of 50 in the face-off circle with Nico out. Actually, I should take that back. They won 19. The Flyers won 50 of the face-offs.
Oh God!
Which isn't a surprise. Nico out. And Jack Hughes not taking a lot of the faceoffs because he's got stitches on his finger. So they had a tough time in the faceoff circle there. So this week they got the Flyers again tomorrow, and they wrap up this week Sunday at Buffalo.
Fuck the Flyers.
Oh, Buffalo.
Well, yeah.
That's a nice little layup.
I mean, it should be. I'm hoping they win, so this way I could really give Nick and Tom shit for being the only two of our teams that lost to Buffalo this season, but we'll see.
Oh, we got annihilated that one game. Good Lord. It wasn't even a contest. All right, now, what we've all waiting for, Bill, go.
Okay, here we
Weekly
go.
WTF.
This is the what was this again? Hold on. This is the Tower of Power Tournament of Aces.
Woo!
Okay, let's go.
Is that what we named
Come on,
this
present.
fucking horse shit?
Come on, present. That's what Nick said before, so I decided we were going to adopt it.
Suck it.
All right, so round 2 matchups. We already know Stacy Keebler and Stacy's mom are advancing. This week we've got Anna Kendrick against Sydney Smith, the aforementioned Sydney Smith.
Poor girl.
Sydney
Poor
Smith versus
girl.
Andrew. Okay, so we're starting with Sydney
girl.
Smith.
Yeah, poor Anna Kendrick. Oh. Nice knowing you.
Whoops, did I go too? I'm gonna. Why is this blank? Okay, here we go. Sydney Smith, and there's that.
Yeah.
We got Anna Kendrick. There's that.
Cool.
And I don't know what happened. I just checked my slide, and there is a picture of her here on the one that I have on my laptop. But the one that's
There's a
loaded
picture
here
there. There's a picture there.
of Anna Kendrick.
No.
There's
No, on the right side, there's supposed to be Anna Kendrick in the summary
maybe
slide here.
Maybe is it automation on the image?
No, I don't know. I don't
The prediction.
know.
It's an AI prediction
Anyway.
of the winner.
It is a prediction page, Bill. That's all we're saying.
Okay.
As
Fair
much as I like Anna Kendrick, and I do. It's Sydney Smith for me. I'm sorry. I mean,
Nick.
that's quite obvious.
Yeah, agreed.
I can't let it be a clean sweep. I'm going to go with Anna Kendrick just so that way she doesn't get shut out.
You what the
that was-
why?
I just don't want her to
Like
get
it
shut
matters.
out.
Like it matters.
I just
Like she's never gonna stumble upon this and go, "Oh, I wonder who that guy is. Let me reach
No.
out and find him."
I can't let her go down without at least one vote.
Can't let it go
You
down.
probably think the fucking strippers like you too. Oh my god.
Well,
Easy.
there was the one time at somebody's bachelor party. I won't say who.
Bandcamp.
You know, that I was really having a good time with that one. You know, we were really hitting it off, and then somebody had to throw up, and the whole group had
Wait,
to
I
leave.
think we have audio from that night.
Can your vagina
I
be
think-
too wet? 100%. And here's
My
how.
God.
Give a lap dance to Bill.
That's what happens.
That was a really, really, really fun night. Really fun night.
You guys got to come back here and get your friend out of here. He just threw up. Yeah, that was a good night for everybody else.
Did they really say that?
Yes.
That's quality.
Was that
It's not
friend
a good
Tommy?
It's not a good
Yes.
bachelor party unless you vomit on a stripper. That's all I'm saying. Are close to a stripper. Let's just say that.
Okay. Do we have a second half to the daily WTF?
Yeah, and it's quick. It's quick because I know we're running by. But I just want to beseech everybody in the NFL to knock it off with trying to return kicks. The Washington just screwed the pooch so bad in that game. It just turned when that dimwit tried to return the ball on the kickoff and fumbles it away. He had fumbled it before earlier in the game, and he recovered his own fumble like in the first kickoff of the game. And then he's, I'm going to go try to run it back. It doesn't work. Nobody ever makes a big, the big runs are like, I don't know. What do we see? Like one every 6 weeks
year?
across the
Yeah.
entire league. Like there's like a big return. And like half of the time when they do get a big return, it's called back for a penalty. More than half of the time it's called back for a penalty, or they fumble the ball, or they don't get to where they would have got if they were, just fair catching it. Stop it. I'm tired of that mistake. It's ridiculous. Okay. That's all I wanted to say.
The Redskins took a shotgun out and shot themselves in the foot in that game.
Good Lord, they did. Yeah.
I don't understand how a team could look amazing 1 week against probably the top team in the NFL and then completely shit the bed the next week. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
And obviously, I think all of us were on some level rooting for the Commanders because we're not piece of shit Philly people. So
Fucking Eagles.
clearly,
Fuck
the Eagles.
Philly.
But you're still gonna root for the Eagles at the Super Bowl.
Who?
No, not me.
Good.
No.
I
No,
thought you
I
guys were
don't-
saying you were voting for
No,
you're rooting for the
I-
Eagles.
I've already bet on the Eagles. That's how much I don't want them to win.
I would only root for the Eagles against the Patriots. That's the only team I would root for the Eagles against.
I look at it
Kansas
as,
City hasn't. I don't like Kansas City, but Kansas City hasn't taken that level of hatred from me yet.
well, I'm there.
So you're rooting for the Eagles?
Only for Saquon.
You
Motherfucker.
But I'm not a Giants fan. I don't care. I don't like Philly, obviously. I fucking hate Philly.
Love
But-
Philly.
When I think about it, I'm like,
You call
repeat.
You love Philly so much you call it the city.
Oh, the city.
My favorite food is cheesesteaks.
You
That's not
love
even the best
Philly so
sandwich.
much you dressed
Philly.
up as Gritty on Halloween.
Are you talking to me?
Nobody else
love
here
Philly
loves
so-
Philly.
You love Philly
You
so
love,
much
you love
eat at
Philly so
Pat's-
much.
You eat at Pat's and Geno's.
You love Phillies. You love Philly so much. Your favorite baseball player was Von Hayes. Ugh.
Your favorite athlete overall was Rocky.
You love Philly so much you miss the spectrum.
Let's see how long we can go with this. Come on. Keep going. Let's harken this up a little more. A little more.
I love it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Gritty fucker.
You love Philly so much you didn't know who Lenny Dykstra was until he played for the Phillies.
All right, Billy got me. That was good, Billy. Lenny Dykstra. Drunk Lenny? Like sober Lenny.
There was another Lenny.
Was there a sober Lenny?
Never. It's
Ow.
only for the first 4 minutes after he came out of the birth canal.
By the way, have you guys watched? So I let me ask you a question. Do you guys watch Always Sunny in in Philadelphia?
No.
Yes.
You love Philly so much. You watch It's Always Sunny in
All right.
Philadelphia.
There's an episode, the Wade
I'm
Boggs
with him.
episode. Have you watched
Oh, yeah.
the Wade Boggs episode? Billy knows what I'm talking about.
Of course
All
it is.
The Wade Boggs episode. Tom and Steve, I'm sure you haven't watched this. So during the episode, there's a whole thing like Wade Boggs drank like, what was it, like 50 beers.
A case
in
of
the
beer
airplane?
or something like that.
No, it's like 50 beers. Anyway,
Okay.
so the episode revolves around them flying from point A to point B, and they have to drink however many beers it is, and then go hit a home run at the stadium they went to go play at. Like it was like some shitty place, and they just run around. But anyway, the point is,
Philly.
no, they flew from Philly because they're all in Philly to
Said it was some shitty place.
wherever,
so I just
Chicago. They were like at a fucking like playground. Anyway, what I'm saying is, the whole episode revolves around them drinking to do a Wade Boggs and drink whatever the ridiculous amount of beers it was. I think it was like 50 or something, 30, I don't know, beers in the flight, because that's what apparently Wade Boggs did. It is an amazing episode of any TV show you ever watch, because it's perfect cinema for like the shit we watch. But you should watch it sometime.
Shut up!
Steve hates it.
Was it a commercial
They
flight?
hate it
where
so
they were
much.
on- They were on.
Yeah, commercial flight, and they were
Oh,
getting
God.
absolutely trashed the entire time, abusing everybody on the flight, and
I would
getting
actually
hammered.
like to see that. I
You would
like to
love
see
it,
that.
Tiam. You
I
would
would like to
fucking
see
love it. Okay, you would love it. That's the only reason I brought it up.
There's just too many shows that I have to watch, right? And
Episode.
it's
One
sometimes just
episode.
gets overwhelming. But I can't just. What is that, like mid-series?
Dude,
Don't
it doesn't
even
matter.
know
It's
one
a
show
show that
series,
it absolutely doesn't matter that you have the context of any other show.
Zero
They're
contact.
not
Just
connected.
watch. It'd be as
They're not
funny
connected.
as if you knew it. It doesn't matter the inside jokes. You'd be fine.
We'll see. I'll put it on my list. All right, let's go to this date. Steve's coming.
Oh, that feels better.
Listen, late entry going 2015 tonight. And we are going to go to this chick. Like haunts my look at her.
Oh my God.
Look at
Wow.
that.
I love that we have video capabilities and you're still pulling up pictures on your phone, but okay.
that's great. Go to January 5th, 2015.
I hope this was something she did on New Year's Eve. January 5th, 2015 was a Monday. Skipped breakfast, right to lunch. Grilled chicken, roasted red peppers, fresh mozzarella with mayo, diet soda, 20 ounce, and then a little can of diet soda as an afternoon snack. Dinner was a plain slice of pizza and a loaded meat slice of pizza with a little ice cream cake for dessert because it was Frankie's birthday. Tom, why did you pick Monday, January 5th in the year 2015?
Well, I don't know about the story, but the pair spent 2 days locked in an unlocked closet. So I definitely did this for headlines, not even reading the story. So if the story sucks, I suck. The Florida man, yeah, exactly. And a woman spent 2 days trapped in what they said they believed to be a locked closet until police let them out and discovered that the door was never actually locked. John Arwood and Amber Campbell, 25. Amber Campbell.
Doesn't look a day over
25?
73.
You get nothing. You
The
lose.
tats make her look younger. Claimed they were chased into a janitor's closet at Daytona State College in Daytona Beach, Florida, by an unidentified assailant on Sunday. According to reports, the pair waited 2 days in the closet before calling 911. It seems kind of long to wait a
They
couple
had
of
the
days.
ability to call 911 that whole time.
Yeah, apparently. Police officers found the
All right.
couple in the Marine and Environmental Science Center on December 30th. So, no, this was before.
Oh, they got out in time for New Year's Eve. That's good.
After they opened the door for the woman and man, a police officer checked if the door would lock on the inside. An officer went into the closet, closed the door, and found it had, in fact, been unlocked the entire time. Police said they found in the closet human feces and a scoring pad, a latter of which common use for smoking crack cocaine, but no drugs were found because they ingested all of them. Arwood and Campbell were charged with trespassing, and she was charged for violating her parole.
Of course.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah.
She was on parole.
I always love it when a state college is named after a city and not the state. Right? What school were they at? Daytona State College.
They were at Daytona State College in Daytona Beach.
Didn't know Daytona was a state.
So
Have you been to Daytona?
Solid question, Nick. I was just going there. Really, you heard those epic stories of spring break and everything in Daytona. Have you been to Daytona? It is a shit hole.
Just
of course
drive
they
through
came,
Daytona.
Brian.
Just oh my god, everywhere, Brian.
Sparking ropes,
Then you're
ism
all over the
everywhere.
feces.
Drive through Florida.
Okay,
Stop
so
anywhere in some random gas station in Daytona, you will find out. Okay, fuck around and find out.
I have been to Daytona on spring break, and I can confirm all of these statements.
Yeah, but that was like 1995.
Yes, it was.
I was going to say,
that doesn't count. It has changed considerably in the past 30 years.
Really? You think so? Because it was a fucking shithole back then.
Oh, you know, it's 10 times worse now.
Wow.
Yeah, now it's a shithole with iPhones.
Yeah, and a very famous racetrack.
Well, the racetrack was there before.
Well, yeah, I know. Now it's just a fucking. But that's going to be like that's going to be like Florida's version of Asbury Park eventually one day. They're going to try and bring back tourism. They're going to clean up the streets, yada yada, and it'll be nice eventually.
I don't think it's going to be like Asbury Park. I don't think your kind lets any of the Asbury Park kind in the state.
Beat me to it.
Yeah,
my kind.
Yeah,
what kind is that? What kind is that?
You Floridians.
No, Nick. It'd be this.
Yeah,
they wouldn't let this.
Floridians don't let that won't let that happen. So.
We're a lot more lenient now. No, well, there's some. Yeah, it's either this or it's that.
There you
Scissors
go.
or docking.
There we go.
Which one do you want to do?
Either way, same point. Thank you, Steven.
All right, listen.
That's going to do it.
And
to the two people
just want to say, be very clear. Friends of Brothers podcast were saying the gays saved Asbury Park. Just be very clear.
100%.
It was an absolute shithole before that.
Absolutely, 100%.
Who saved it?
The gays and lesbians.
The gays. I don't think you can call them the gays. It's like calling them a short person a midget, right, Brian?
No, Brian.
Yes, it is.
No,
of course it is.
No, it's not.
You have to say like homosexual or something like that. You can't say the gays.
No, I'm pretty sure you can.
No, I think it's that word with the letter F that's the problem.
Yeah.
Unless you're in England, then it's just a cigarette.
Talking about them in their totalitarianism state, then it's
I
okay.
would feel awkward going up and saying, calling them, the gays. The gays moved down the street for me. It's like their last name.
No. You've got to be talking about the entire collection, not just individuals.
Yeah.
So if I refer to them as individuals, I can use the F word.
No.
You can't.
That's what you
just
said.
Bill
just said that.
Bill, it's your turn.
No.
He's not going to get it. He's from Florida.
He's Florida man. You gotta remember.
I just wish I was one.
Florida man.
Wait.
Make life so much
Floridian
easier.
or a Floridian or a
No, the other F word.
a gay. A
It's
gay.
very easy to transition. Very easy.
It's a gay.
I wish.
To
God.
those two souls who listen to the entire show, one on the Twitch and one on the YouTube.
Bless you.
may God take you in his arms and love you more than
Like a
anybody
gay.
has loved anything. Like
This is going great.
or a lesbian. On that, that's awesome. Now Billy gets to say something witty.
Okay, 1 second. Just hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay, and hold on. Hold just and hold on.